Hello, my dear friends. It has been a while since my last post. I have been going through some emotional ups and downs. I lost my mom in March, and that was the most hardest time for me. Still sad. Um, I also lost two dear friends. So I'm just now beginning to come out of it and being myself again. But life must go on. In this video, I will show you what I have done so far in this apartment. And I am also excited to tell you that I ordered my living room furniture, the chairs. So I will be so excited to show you what they look like. But in the meantime, let's see what we've done so far. One thing I always have in mind as I decorate this apartment is to make sure I stay true to that contemporary vintage. It is kind of difficult to do. So, merging the old and the new, but still have them marry each other, and that is exactly what I try to stay true. So every piece that I bring into this apartment, forget about all the wires you see. You see the little cabinet and the little lamp on top of it. They came separately, but the way they are together, they look like they were bought together, you know? Even as I go, even my television, I had to spray paint my television to be gold. Most people would wonder, well, how did you spray your television? Yes, I did. I sprayed the television with a gold paint. And my end tables, I try to stay true to that Roman times, the column, the marble tops, and that design, like the Roman Colosseum design. You know, I'm still working on things. Things are coming together slowly. Everything that I put here is particularly consciously picked out. For example, this chair goes as far back as the, Egyptian times, probably farther than that. I pictured Cleopatra laying on this chair, sipping her wine while her ladies fan her. I picture myself. And look at this cabinet you see here. This cabinet, if I tell you the story, in fact, let me show you. This cabinet was from, Facebook Marketplace. The seller listed it for $400, but I was able to negotiate with them for $375. The story is just so amazing. This guy selling the cabinet wanted someone that would really care for the cabinet. So I called my movers. I said, you know what? I have this cabinet that I would like moved. Can you guys do it? They said, yep, they could do it. But as you can see, this cabinet cost about $7,000. And this is before taxes. And this is the price of the cabinet right now. If you Google that website and you go over there and look for chinois cabinets, they are quite expensive. But the guy who sold it to me wanted to sell it to someone who would really cherish it. I before this time I didn't know anything about chinois cabinet. I had to go do my own research, you know. And my guys who delivered my cabinet, they delivered the cabinet with the most care. These are my guys who actually moved me into this apartment. Their company is called Caldwell Couriers, and these guys are very particular about details. They will move your furniture anywhere around Atlanta within 50 miles, and I will recommend them any day. They are good. They actually moved me into this apartment, and anytime I have anything that I need moving, I just call them, and they'll be here doing the moving. My advice is do not sleep on Facebook Marketplace. This is a place where you can buy, estate sale items. You can buy heirloom items. You can buy items from people who are actually looking for people who would cherish the item, not just for the sake of the money, but just for the value of it, which is more than money. As an entrepreneur, one thing I always bear in mind is those things that hold their values or appreciate. So you just don't want to spend your money on things that depreciate. Your assets should be things that can actually fetch you money when you need them, like gold, antique furniture, things like that. A friend of mine bought a table. I mean, if you see this table, small little table, a bedside table from the Lincoln Times, and she bought it for like $700. That table is worth $25,000. This is not a joke. I was shocked. And she bought the table from Facebook Marketplace. You know, gone are the days when you have to go to an estate sale or drive through neighborhoods to go through yard sales. Now, the Facebook Marketplace is the spot. Just don't sleep on it. There's some really good bargains there. And the good thing is, there are markets for this. People are actually looking for this. For example, look at this one. If I decide I want to sell my cabinet, I can just contact these people, and I can even sell mine. If I sell mine at $3,000, it is still a beautiful markup. So, as a business-minded person myself, my goal would be to look for more valuable pieces, just like that, And there's always a market for these things. Vintage items always hold their values. So when you buy them, when you're ready to sell, there will always be someone willing to spend more than what you paid for it. Well, it is that time again. We have come to the end of the video. Thank you for hanging out with me. And this channel is where I come to talk about little things that mean something to me. So other than my professional and business life, this is my little hanging spot. So if you have not subscribed to this channel and you find the content of this channel interesting, please consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next video.